From where you're kneeling must seem like an 18-carat run of bad luck. Truth is, the game was rigged from the start.
Time magazine admits that the election was rigged. It was basically a coup by a global cabal of corrupt elite individuals. Here you can see on Time.com the secret history of the shadow campaign that saved the 2020 election. Oh boy. Hello everyone, this is Mr. Obvious, and today on the internet we've got to read this very important article. Because in this article they basically admit every single thing that was called a conspiracy by every single person that supports the mainstream narrative that our elections are totally fair and that the corrupt elite are not rigging the game. Now, I feel like we need to talk about this because not enough people are really talking about it. It is truly disturbing what they've laid out in this article. Now, this article is written by Molly Ball, and she basically admits to all of the Democrats' crimes and all of their collusion, all of the cheating, everything they actually did. So we're going to go through here, we're going to look through it, and we're going to expose exactly how they took over America, essentially. Now we live in this dystopian nightmare realm with Joe Biden as president, who he himself says that we will not have normal jobs, full employment, until like 10 years. And he's basically saying, well, there's nothing I can do about it. The numbers are bad. You're screwed. Meanwhile, he's closing down key economic jobs like the Keystone Pipeline and others. We're in for, how do I put this? A very bad time. We're going to go through the key components of this article, and we're going to talk about exactly how they're admitting that they basically rigged the election and they're laughing in your face. The rich elite are bragging. They are bragging. Now, if we go here in this tweet by Kanye Asada, he says, I'm sorry, what? So over on Twitter, we kind of have a compilation of some of the things that were said in this article. It currently has 41,000 likes and 16,000 retweets, so you can see that this story is going viral. Let's look here. In a way, Trump was right. There was a secret conspiracy unfolding behind the scenes, one that both curtailed the protests and coordinated the resistance from CEOs. Both surprises were the result of an informal alliance between left-wing activists and business titans. So you know how for months conservatives, libertarians, and right-wingers were saying that big tech and corporations were teaming up with the left to take down Trump. Now, I don't know if the left is smart enough to realize this, and if you are a leftist, listen very carefully. You do know that if the corporate elite, the rich elite people, Wall Street, if they are against someone, doesn't that mean that that someone is the good guy? Because as far as I understand it, the left does not like the wealthy corporations who are corrupt, who steal money from the poor. And yet, you don't find it weird that the CEOs were siding with your hashtag BLM, hashtag resistance, hashtag anti-Trump orange man is bad? You didn't think for a second that maybe, just maybe, oh no, you're on the side of the rich elite? The pact was formalized in a terse, little-noticed joint statements of the U.S. Chamber of Commerce and AFL-CIO published on Election Day. Both sides would come to see as a sort of implicit bargain, inspired by the summer's massive, sometimes destructive, racial justice protests, in which the forces of labor came together with the forces of capital to keep the peace and oppose Trump's assault on democracy. So, that is one heck of a statement, and I don't think the author is actually intelligent enough to know what she is actually saying. And that goes true for this entire article, really. She's basically saying, we are useful idiots who work for the cultural Marxists, the corrupt elite, the rich people, who own us like slaves and oppress us every single day, destroying our wealth, destroying our wages, destroying our jobs, keeping us poor and keeping us down. We teamed up with the bad guys because we're the good guys. Okay, the good guys. I love how they say in a way that Trump was right. Yeah, Trump was right. And so were the millions of Trump supporters who told people for months, Joe Biden doesn't care about you. Joe Biden is corrupt. The Democrats are corrupt. They simply want power. They are going to abuse that power, and they are going to ruin the economy. God, they did not listen. So here in this image, it says, that's why the participants want the secret history of the 2020 election told, even though it sounds like a paranoid fever dream. a well-funded cabal of powerful people ranging across industries and ideologies, working together behind the scenes to influence perceptions, change the rules and laws, street media coverage, and control the flow of information. They were not rigging the election. They were fortifying it. Are you kidding me right now? I'm gonna frickin' lose it! And they believe the public needs to understand the system's fragility in order to ensure that democracy in America endures. Yeah, they keep using that word! Democracy. Democracy. We gotta protect our democracy. Do you know what a democracy is? A democracy is a system where if people vote, their voice is heard, and they get to choose what happens and who gets elected, and so on. Everybody votes. So what do you call it when the nation state teams up with corporations to take down a sitting president to install a puppet leader, old man Joe Biden, who is truly incompetent, truly corrupt, and has basically done nothing good for the country in his over, 40 years in office? What do you call that? Oh yeah, communist China. You call it a totalitarian regime, dictatorship, tyranny. And that's exactly what Democrats have voted for. And that is what they don't understand. You didn't fortify anything. You stole. You stole. You stole the presidency. You stole an election. You stole the people's voices. And you did it by changing the law, changing the rules, controlling media, controlling the flow of information. They are bragging. They are admitting it. They are admitting it. They rigged the game. And here's the amazing part. The Democrats and the liberals and all those left-wing soy boys and cucks, they're happy about it. They're willing to admit it now because they know there's nothing that we can really do since they have power. Okay, well, since they want to brag so much, I suggest that you show this video and this story to as many people as possible. Hey, I mean, if you're a left-winger and you're seeing this video, you're going to see that everything those crazy right-wingers were talking about, all of it was true. All of it was real. Their work touched every aspect of the election. They got states to change systems and laws and help secure hundreds of millions in public and private funding. They admit it. They admit it. So let me ask you something, big tech. I'm sure you're watching us right now because you think you're God. Listen to this. When conservatives said that they were changing the state's laws unconstitutionally, when they were saying that the Texas lawsuit needs to be taken seriously because it correctly alleges that various swing states violated the Constitution, violated their own constitutions by changing election law to allow very insecure methods of voting, and that this was directly responsible for the catastrophe that was the election. Apparently, we were not allowed to say that, but Time Magazine, a left-wing magazine, is saying the same thing. So what do you want me to do, big tech? What do you want me to do? When your side, the left-wing people, are admitting it. They stole an election. I didn't say it. They said it. Now, there's people who didn't think this was real. Philip Favors replies, damn, I know they stole it in plain sight, but to mock us to our face? Yep. You see, one of the fatal weaknesses that I've noticed about the left in general is that they just can't keep their mouths shut. Yeah, we rigged the game. Yeah, there was totally a secret cabal of powerful people with money. We totally took over the media and controlled information and then totally used billions of dollars to influence the vote. You know, some of these things that they're admitting to are crimes. Like, it is illegal to influence an election with money that way. But, the tyrants are in control, so I guess there's no accountability. Tony Ziego replies, it was only a matter of time before they rubbed it in our faces. But I thought it would be closer to summer. This just shows how brazen the radical Dems and their lapdog big techs have become. There's no end in sight. It's a confession. It's an absolute confession. And a Twitter user named Rick brings up a very, very good point. Didn't Trump get banned for saying this? Trina Kwan replies, yes, he did. Someone posted this following collection of screenshots, and it's perfect. It says, I don't get it. Why are they confessing? They're not confessing. They're bragging. So the Time article itself goes on to admit that these companies in the secret cabal of corrupt individuals got rid of voter suppression lawsuits, recruited armies of poll workers. Oh, I wonder if those poll workers were Democrats. Got millions of people to vote by mail. Pressured social media companies to take a harder line against disinformation and use data-driven strategies to fight viral smears. They're loving it. They are loving admitting all of this. They executed national public awareness campaigns that helped America understand how the vote count would unfold over days or weeks, preventing Trump's conspiracy theories and false claims of victory from getting more traction. After Election Day, they monitored every pressure point to ensure that Trump could not overturn the results. The untold story of the election is how thousands of people of both parties who accomplished the triumph of American democracy at its very foundation, says Norm Eisen, a prominent lawyer and former Obama administration official who recruited Republicans and Democrats to the board of the Voter Protection Program. They are basically admitting that not only did democracy fail, tyranny won. These people are dictators. I hope you understand this. I hope you know they are dictators. Dictators use these methods. Dictators control the flow of information. Dictators change the rules. America has fallen. It is gone. It is over. It is done. I don't think they really understand. All these clueless people. Oh, we voted for Joe Biden. America is saved. Oh, things are going to be good. The economy will recover. We're all going to get free healthcare. And he's going to give us $3,000, $2,000, $16,000, $5. You owe us money. Absolute utter idiots. I'm sure that these people are very intelligent and not emotional and logical, and I'm sure this will work out for them. I'm sure it will. It's sarcasm, by the way. It's not going to work out for them. They're going to suffer. This is a really interesting article, because if you actually take the time to read it, and I suggest you do, this is definitely an article that should be read, especially by normies, because normies, they don't pay attention, right? They don't actually know what's going on. They watch the news, probably CNN and Don Lemon, and they just believe whatever garbage is spouted out of their mouths. Now, when they talk about disinformation and false information, what they mean is true information that simply isn't good for the Democrats. That's how it is. And if you are a Democrat, I don't know what to tell you. Are you happy? Are you happy that you belong to the evil tyrant villains? I'm sure you don't see it that way. Oh, we're the good guys. We're the good guys. Every villain in history thought they were the good guy. You do know that, right? Including World War II, including Stalin, including Mussolini, including China right now. They're the good guys. We've got to get rid of those mean political opponents. We're gonna destroy their lives and purge them from society. We're the good guys. This makes me sick to my stomach. These people are evil. No, I truly mean this. Evil is when you do wrong and you know it's wrong, but you do it anyway. And you take glee in it. You are happy for it, in causing suffering, in causing corruption, in causing the world to be run by lies. I hate lies. That is why I do this channel. I'm trying to find the truth. I'm trying to tell the truth. We call that the red pill. It is the truth and nothing more. But you know what? You can read this if you want to. I'm not going to go through all this. I think we basically said what we needed to say. This was a coup. An absolute coup. And they're bragging in your face. But you know what? For every action, there's an opposite and equal reaction. And let me tell you, boys, the reckoning will come. Trump was just the beginning. If they think it's over, if they think people are just going to roll over and be slaves, then they don't know humans. But that, my friends, is merely the obvious. Well, that's all for now, folks. Let me know what you think about this story. Do you think they're just... Is this bragging? Is that what they're doing? They're just rubbing it in our frickin' face? Let me know down below in the comment section. Support the channel by joining me on Patreon or Subscribestar. I am funded by viewers like you. Want to thank everyone who is supporting me, as it is helping this channel continue. Anyhow, thanks for watching. This has been Mr. Obvious, and I'll see you all next time.